Welcome to Community Cocktails with Kimberly, hosted by Kimberly Woodard, a realtor who's been selling homes in North Texas with more than 21 years of experience. Join her every first and third Wednesday of the month as she meets with top community leaders, local businesses, and real estate industry experts to help you get to know the area you want to call home. Don't just love your home, love your community. And now your host, Kimberly Woodard.
Welcome, viewers, to this episode of Community Cocktails with Kimberly. I am so excited to share this information with you today. I know lots and lots of y'all out there are getting ready to maybe send that first child off to college, or maybe you have that child that is going, back for their second or third or even their senior year. Well, today, you're probably like, oh, it's time for shopping, time to organize those kiddos. Well, today's episode, I have my friend Babette here, and she is an organizer, consultant, and concierge. And welcome. I'm so excited to have you.
Thank you. It's to be here.
So, Babette's had one off to college and now, so she's been through this process and she knows those dorm rooms. And oh my goodness, I will say those dorm rooms are a little bit of a shock. So I'll never forget the day my son went in. You get the diagrams, you get all that, and you don't really see. And I kept telling my son, here's your room at home. Think of your room, but you're gonna have to share it with someone. And he's just like, oh my gosh. And he was like, okay. But then when he got there, you could see this face that was just blank.
It's a bit of a shock when you walk in.
Yes, it is.
For sure. Yeah.
Well, and then they have all this stuff. Well, thank goodness I have boys. And boys, they have stuff, but not, they're, different stuff than girls, with all their clothes.
Of course.
And so it is a little bit challenging to fit everything in that little space. So,
optimize the space.
But you're going to help us with that.
I hope to. Yes.
All right.
Well, so I think one of the first things that, I don't know if your son experienced this, but is the closet or lack thereof.
I don't even know what to say about mine. And it was no doors, this open cupboard thing. And it was, I know my dress house kind of that retro. Well, his dorm room colors were retro. It was that green from the 60s. Is what it was. But it was this cupboard and there was no doors or anything. And I was like, okay, what are we going to do with this?
Just a reach.
Yes, that's all it was.
Well, they can run the gamut. It can be a small closet. If it's a newer dorm, it can be a somewhat larger closet, or it can be simply just a wardrobe, which is literally just a cabinet that you open up.
Oh, wow.
I've got a picture here of an example of a closet. Now, this particular closet's going to be a little bit bigger than maybe most of the closets you've seen, so it is still quite small, that being said.
Yes,
so
what a closet to me.
Exactly. It's what we know as a coat closet at home. So what you see here is how do we optimize that space?
Yeah.
Right? Because whether it's a guy or a girl, you want to fit some clothes in there, you have some things you want to hang. How's the best way to do that?
Right.
And we do have space optimization hangers that I highly recommend.
I love
these do not take up much space at all. In fact, you can fit 2 garments per inch with this type of hanger.
Nice.
Versus only 1 garment per inch with the larger hangers, like the tubular hangers and that kind of thing. And you can purchase clips that go on to these hangers that you can hang slacks and or skirts, shorts, that kind of thing on. So you can hang 2 things from this particular hanger. So it's a great way to optimize space with this smaller hanger. So that's a great way to use up that space, whether it's a closet or a wardrobe. We also have another hanger that's I love hanger. These are fantastic. They come, they have them for slacks and they have them for skirts or shorts and that kind of thing. And so you can just open it and hinge it and hang, multiple skirts, slacks.
These are my favorite. I have them. I have to say, I put all my tennis skirts on.
Yes, I do too. I put all my tennis skirts on these at home. These I find at the Container Store. So velvet hangers you can find just about anywhere. So those are a fantastic way to use up the storage there. If you don't have a need for dress hanging and that kind of thing in the closet, You can use something called a doublet, which doubles your storage. It creates a little hanging space. So you can hang more short hangs
Nice.
down below. So you can kind of basically double your storage. So these are just kind of some space optimization tools that you can utilize in those smaller closets.
Very nice.
You'll also, on that first picture that you saw, then you may have seen like a hanging shoe pouch,
Right.
like the translucent ones. We'll see the picture again. I like the clear ones because you can see what's in there, and you can put other things in there. You can put accessories. You could put, you know, some of your school supplies in there, first aid. There's just any way you can use those pockets for a number of things. So the clear ones allow you to store multiple different things in there.
Definitely. I mean, for a boy, might not need all those compartments for shoes, so you can put other things in there.
Yeah,
like he
belts,
does. Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, belts, roll your belts and everything.
Sure.
So
Exactly. So that's a great way to use that, right? The other thing with a dorm room is maximizing that space under the bed. So
yes,
I know it's just a small bed, right?
yes, yes. I mean, they are not big, and it's twins. So those kids that have the fulls and queens at home, welcome to a different.
That's a rude awakening.
Yes, it is.
That's a rude awakening.
I mean, my son was like, "Oh, and this is what I get to sleep with." And I'm like, "Yep, enjoy."
That's an adjustment.
Yes,
It's an adjustment.
yes.
One of the ways to optimize that space is to utilize everything under that bed. So vertical space, drawer units. Some of the dormitories will provide a drawer unit like what you see in the wood one here. But the Elfa drawer units from the Container Store are excellent because they really allow you some additional storage space. It can be closed. It may not be closed. You can store sports stuff in there.
Right.
Any number of things in there. With a top, it gives you an additional shelf.
Yep.
You can also add wheels so you can easily roll it in and out. And that allows you to store things behind there that aren't seen, luggage, duffel bags, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's still a great way to use that space under the bed. So you want to optimize as much of that space as possible.
And I love those carts because you can put, I have those carts at my house and all kinds of different things. And it does maximize, I mean, whatever you want to use it. They don't have the drawers. It's a great drawer space for them. Because, I'll use example, boys, they don't hang stuff, things get thrown in the stuff. So socks, underwear, all that good stuff. Yes, it's a great way to put all that in there. So
Right. Yeah. And you can just fold it and put it in there. Your jeans, socks, underwear, you name it.
Yep.
And
It's all things.
you can fold sweatshirts.
Yeah.
They love to wear sweatshirts.
Oh, they love to wear sweatshirts. So
It's a great storage for sweatshirts too.
I love it.
So, great space.
And I love seeing, all the different, spaces because it gives you more storage than you do see in those rooms.
Yeah. Yes. You want to take every little inch that you can get and maximize it as best possible.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I mean, like I said, it is a rude awakening when you're unloading all the stuff out of this, your cars, and then you're like, where's all this going to go?
Absolutely. Yes. It is a process. For sure. It is. A lot of people ask me, well, are the beds, do they come lofted like that? And
Right.
typically they don't. You are able to loft them.
Right.
But there's also risers that you can purchase to give yourself a few extra inches.
Okay.
So some beds you need the risers, some you don't.
Okay.
I just recommend people purchase them. And if you don't need them, you can always return them.
Right.
Better to have them and get the project done.
Oh,
Than
definitely.
not get it done.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I always say you have like one chance because once they're settled in, they're settled in.
Well, and you want to make it as functional as possible because they're not spending much time in the room and they need to be able to have a system to where they can go find things and put their hands on it easily and quickly.
Definitely. Well, I love rising the beds up because it does give them this, that extra space.
Absolutely. Yes. Highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Our second picture example of rising the bed is really a high loft. And this allowed the room to open up significantly by putting both the dresser and the desk underneath.
Yeah.
So it created kind of a little workspace. The box bench you see on the floor there, a little green box bench, is used for storage, but also to help step on there to get up high up on the bed. And friends can come over and they have a little seat to sit on too. So it's multifunctional.
Yep, I love that.
Right?
I love it when it's multifunctional.
Finding multiple ways to use everything that you get.
And I do like when the beds are lofted with a that example with the desk area, because it gives them or kind of their own little study space versus out in the open. They kind of feel like they're in their little cocoon world. So
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Gives them their own space.
yes, and then if they're maybe up having to get up early or stay late, or studying late, they can have the lights on and they don't feel like they're disturbing their roommate. So
Correct.
yes,
Yes.
I like
Good point. Yes. Because you have to be respectful of roommate, which is a new adjustment too.
it is. It's definitely there's a lot of adjustments that during that first year.
There are indeed.
It is. It's lots of fun, and I will say, having my oldest, go, it was, definitely, and it was an adjustment for him. But at the end, he loved it and had a great time. I think his only complaint was, he didn't care for, having to share with suite mates his bathroom. So I don't know what he would have done if he had a community bathroom.
That's true. That is one thing in some of our communities. Our kids grow up having their own bathroom.
Yeah,
And it's an adjustment to share.
share with yes,
Yeah.
with a whole bunch of people.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a new adjustment too. On the end of those beds, you saw the slats.
Yes.
And a lot of people forget about those slats. There are hooks that you can purchase
Oh,
that allow you to hang on the slats, and then you can hang jackets, backpacks. This is a great way to store things that their backpack they're gonna use every day.
right.
They can just hang it on a hook. This hangs on the slats of the end of the bed,
Yeah.
and so it's a great way to use that. Jackets, umbrellas.
Oh gosh, I wish I would have thought of that.
You want to use
love
those
those.
slats?
Yes,
Those slats are functional too.
I love
Yeah.
that idea because boys with they have also baseball caps. I mean, that's one thing. Boys, I mean, they may not have a lot of shoes, but I mean, I think we had a zillion baseball caps. So,
Finding a way to store. Yes, those hooks are great,
those are great.
to use for that as well.
I
Hang
love it.
multiple hats. Yeah.
I love that.
Okay, and then the next thing we talk about is smarter storage. What other tools do we have that are cute?
Yeah.
That are still functional?
Yeah.
And one of those is a 3-tier card.
Oh, okay.
This is actually one of our most popular items that college students love to use because they are multi-purpose.
Yeah.
Examples that you're going to see here are for bathroom, for hair and makeup and all of that.
Yep.
But also there's one that we can use for laundry.
Oh.
You can have all your laundry, your pods,
Yeah.
all the things you need, your steamer if you have a steamer,
Yep.
your dryer sheets. You could even, if you have a little extra space on these 3-tier cards, you could put like a little sewing kit
Oh, yeah.
in there. So that's a nice way to use that space and keep it organized and cute, and it's on wheels so it can roll around.
I will remember for boys we call functional.
It is.
They don't want to say cute if they're mom. But it is functional and it keeps everything in one place. I just had to keep telling them, you don't have to go into your closet and shuffle things, rummage for, I just need the detergent or the spray or whatever. It's all here in one place.
One place. Yeah.
So,
yeah. And that's the main thing is just having one place,
yeah,
everything in its place and a place for everything.
Correct. Everyone has its own little home.
Yes. Exactly. And then it makes it easier to find it.
Yeah.
Some of the other smarter storage things that we have are like using over the door. A lot of times these kids, they go into the dorm rooms or even a shared environment and they don't have a place to hang their wet towels.
Oh, yeah.
That gets really tricky, right? Where do you hang your towels?
Yes. Then we also have smelly if it does.
Right. And they get moldy.
Yes.
So there's a bungee over the door organizer made by Umbra. You can find these online or even at the Container Store. And it's a great way, if you have a door, to hang this and be able to hang your towels on. So it's a nice way to do that. You can hang other things too, but it just hangs over the door. So if there's a doorway, the back of their door that goes into their room, or if they have a closet and they want to use the back of the door for that, utilizing that door space is really smart too.
I love that. I may be getting that for my son's bathroom. Even though he's going into a house, he's sharing it with another boy, and I know what happens with our towels at our house. Yes, so
that's the key. Yeah, you can put this up. It's not guaranteed they'll put the towels up. We hope they will.
We hope they do.
We hope they do. We hope they do. Okay. Let's see what else. We also have one of the photos we have is a fridge cart. So
Yes.
many times the kids they want to have snacks.
Oh, yes, they have to have snacks because, I mean, different times, maybe it's early in the morning, they get up, they want a little snack because things aren't open, or late at night, they want that convenience of, so you have to have a fridge is a must. The door, but
Yeah,
yes,
sure.
yes,
Or if they're running late, it's nice to have something they can just throw in the microwave,
right.
grab out of the fridge, cold beverages, whatever it is. So utilizing a fridge cart allows you to use all the vertical space. The important thing is to go up and down, go vertically as much as you can, because the space, as you know, the floor space is at a premium.
Yes.
So it allows you to stack things and still have access to it.
Yeah.
So it's a printer fridge cart, so you can either put a printer on it, but in most cases, the kids are putting a refrigerator on it with a microwave on top of that, and maybe a coffee maker or a water pitcher on top of that. So then it's all kind of in one place.
Yeah.
And the drawers below become your little snack center.
Oh, definitely, because you have to have your snacks. I mean,
Of course.
and it keeps it all there. And again, it's not all over the room where your popcorn's over here and your coffee things are over here. Because I know my son, he is a coffee. I mean, that kid drinks, I don't know, more coffee than I've never seen. And I'm experiencing it now that he's home. So like, how are you doing this at school?
Right.
I mean, he's drinking it, even at 10 o'clock at night. And I'm like, if I had that cup, I'd be like wired until 3 a.m. So, but no, they need all that space. And I love those carts. I mean, I have one of those carts. The one that you said, the printer cart, I actually have one of those in my office. I love those. They maximize the storage so great. And they do. You can fit tons of stuff in, because when they are in those dorm rooms, I mean, think about, I always set disposable cups for him. And he left the ones with the lids, the coffee ones. So he always had those. And some plastic silverware just to have that in there. And so you can keep it all in that one place. It's all in a one central location, so everything food related is right there.
Right. And you don't really want your food kind of laying around the room in other places.
No, you don't, because they do learn very fast that bugs do come in.
Exactly. Having it contained and in a drawer off the floor.
Yes.
Yeah.
They learn fast.
There's another picture of the fridge cart example that I brought for you to see today. This is kind of a little corner in a room, and again, you want to utilize as much of the space as you can. Every little nook and cranny in the rooms. We've got the fridge cart going vertically, and then a little laundry basket off in the corner too. So again, just utilizing every inch of space that you can.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
you've got to.
Yeah, you definitely do. I brought along, I mean, I've talked about many different things. The one thing you always want to remember to have is command hooks.
Oh, yes. Those are a lifesaver.
Command hooks, command strips. You can't have too many of those. You need those all.
Every size.
Yes, in every size, every shape. You can hang hats with them.
Yep.
Pictures.
We did everything. If they want to hang anything, like boys always want, the flags.
Yes.
We've hung our school flags on his, but we had to do it on the command hooks, because you can't put nails, you can't put any of that. We used to use, what was that stuff that we used to use that was like a tacky?
Oh,
I'm dating myself.
exactly. Something like that.
And that stuff was so hard to get off. They don't want that. They want the command hooks.
Right.
And those are easy to get off too.
They're much easier to get off.
Yeah.
And most dormitories will approve the 3M.
Yeah.
They don't want the other stuff because it stains the paint.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep. Nope. I say go ahead and stock yourself up with those. I mean, you can't have too much of those.
Well, and the earlier you buy them, the better.
Yes, because I did have to go for an emergency run on some of those, and yes, it was hard to find. They were hard to find. They were.
Yeah. Anytime you're in a college town, it's going to be hard to find them on move-in week. So buy them ahead of time.
Yes.
So, can always return.
Yes, you can always.
I return what you don't need.
And I did that. I ordered so much stuff, and then I had stuff that I returned Amazon was my friend. I brought a lot of stuff back. So
Returns are good.
yes,
Returns are good.
yeah.
A couple other simple things that you want to make sure you have in preparation for college is the small toolkit. I think you'd be surprised how many times tools are useful.
Yes, they are.
I think I mentioned a sewing kit earlier, just in case that rogue button gets misplaced and they need to sew a button on.
Yep.
Provided they know how. So it's handy. And a first aid kit, a small box with first aid kit with some little medications, Band-Aids, just basic things that they probably wouldn't think about going out to get. It's just nice to equip them with those small things to get them started.
Oh, definitely.
yeah.
Definitely. We did that. We even left them with a few tools just because they had a sweet bathroom. Even they had, just in case, just in case also some of his stuff broke or something, he could easily, get, had a screwdriver,
Sure.
So
Yeah.
easily, something as simple as
fix.
just a little, and you can get those, what are they? They're all in one little,
Just a little kit.
That's all you need. I mean, they don't need this whole big,
No.
handyman set, but just having a screwdriver is
Something,
big deal.
just a few basic pieces.
Yep.
Yeah. Just basic. Yeah. Keep it simple. We say keep it simple.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
And I have a list that I brought along today, and it's by no means mandatory list. It's simply intended to be a guide.
Yes.
Of what the things that you feel like your child might use or not use, or might benefit from. If there's ever questions, just ask other people that have gone before you.
Yep.
There are Facebook groups on most all campuses of parents that have gone before you that can kind of give you tips and tricks and tell you what would be useful, what wouldn't be useful. There's always so much to think about.
Yep.
One of the last things you want to remember, or one of the first things you actually want to remember, are these big blue bags. Everybody knows about these. These are some blue bags.
So great.
These are amazing. These are sold. This one's from the Container Store. They're sold at IKEA. They're on Amazon. There's just about anywhere you can get it. What I like to do is I like to make sure that you label it. This one's got a label on the front. Label it so you know where it's going to go. Closet, sweatshirts, whatever's in the bag.
And these are so handy. I will say the day that my son was moving into college, it rained. Well,
Yes.
and we were not, when I went to college, I remember we had a little drop off, areas. Well, no, they were very strict. My husband tried to even just the TV, and they were like, you got to move along. Sorry. And my husband's like, I cannot carry this big box, and the kids were coming to grab it. Anyways, you had to park on the other, we were in a parking garage, very far from the dorm, and had to lug everything from the cars to the dorm. Well, thank goodness, we did not get the rain, but the people that were scheduled right after us, it was pouring. And the people that had those bags were so appreciative to have those bags. Even us, we were appreciative to have those because it was easier for carrying and stuff. And they load easily, the rolling carts and stuff like that. You can put those in. But yeah, you wouldn't get your stuff, wet. It was covered.
Yeah. Plan for it just in case, because you can't predict what the weather's going to do. The nice part is they fold up nice and flat. So from a storage perspective, they don't take up a lot of room. Leave them there because you'll want them to pack the dorm room up.
Yes. See, you could put them behind, where we were looking, if you did your bed underneath the bed, you could just hide them behind your dresser. There you go.
That's right. That's what that space behind the drawer units is for. Hide those things.
No, well, I love all these ideas. I hope viewers that you took some notes, and we have Babette's list up there for you as well. We also have Babette's contact information if you have questions or you need some assistance and you want to reach out to her. She would love to help you. Babette, this was so fun, and good luck to all those that have kiddos going off to college.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast on Apple and Spotify, as well as Kimberly's YouTube channel. If you'd like to contact Kimberly directly, you can email her at kimberlywoodard@ebby.com or call 214-632-2092. We hope you enjoyed our guest this week, and remember, don't just love your home, love your community.